did get nerfed a little bit, but he still feels very strong, especially when he gets ahead. So I am curious how they're going to deal with this, because I'm pretty sure we've only really seen it as a 3 position. But I am curious to find out if teams want to like maybe up that and make it like a 2 position in the mid lane 1v1s, or if it's going to get kind of moved down into the support role sometimes.
I think we're more likely to see it move down to the support roles than see it move up to the mid lane.
But I'm just saying, like, could work in certain mid lane matchups.
I'm always up for some new stuff. Maybe that's why they banned out the Storm. Omni Knight mid just can't handle Storm. Take it out. I think maybe the bigger issue there is Omni Knight doesn't have a bunch of catch. And they might be looking for other heroes that also lack in catch. And Storm Spirit's one of the best mids that has a lot of mobility, very difficult to lock down. Puck being another one. If you know there's an Omni Knight in the game, whether he's going to be off lane or as a support, he's a very strong hero versus other melee heroes and Tamara free damage. So you might be looking at some range heroes coming up here. People can just keep their distance away from Omni Knight. With mobility, since he doesn't really have that kind of lockdown. Of course, you got 4 more picks to grab some lockdown in that time. Shadow Shaman, one of the better supports for that has been banned out. Okay, there we go. Range and mobile. But a very early Morphling pick. We don't see that often.
I will say Morphling is one of those things that's a little bit interesting to me, because I don't feel like this hero is actually that strong. But I'm assuming this is just a straight carry pick, and they plan to lane it directly against the Omni Knight, because like Omni Knight is very annoying for sure in lane, especially if he's able to stay near you and get like the degen stacks on top of you, because that is where he starts to become very scary, right? If he happens to stay like within range of you for like 5, 6, 7 seconds, suddenly you're taking a ton of extra bonus damage, and those hammer of purities are just free. So I'm unsure if that's what they're going to end up doing, but Morphling did get kind of heavily nerfed in 7.39.
Yeah, did get some nerfs. I will say, copying Omni Knight. I mean, that's free like BKB, and Hammer of Purity, base damage. That could be a lot. That could be a lot on a hero like Morphling. So that might be part of the reason. No matter what role this Omni Knight ends up, copy him, get some really strong spells for yourself. The lane should still be kind of okay for Omni Knight. I don't think it gets shut down. It's just the strength of the Morphling later on. So for AllStars, with that pick already, they might be feeling pretty good about going into the game. So some supports to help just get you through that early game, cores to help you get to that late game. Good for them. Could be good for them. Another Ricky ban. Ricky actually is very annoying versus Omni Knight. If you do want to play Omni Knight, you can no longer target allies. If allies get the shard on the Ricky, kind of kills the hero. Even if he himself is not silenced. So yeah, kind of makes sense.
I am really confused as to why there's so many Ricky bans. I'm going to be honest. I don't feel like this hero is that good. But we're seeing it now banned 3 games in a row here, and now I'm just really curious what the secret tech is potentially for a Ricky. As someone who really loves the hero, I'm optimistic that maybe there is going to be some cool stuff that we'll see in these qualifiers, and I'll be able to play this hero once again. But for now, I'll hold my judgment. Potentially, Chaos Knight support. I think this might be 5 Chaos Knight with the Morphling.
Maybe. I'm always open to see new stuff, but I worry that I think Chaos Knight support, the rare times we've has looked best when you have a very aggressive carry with you, someone with negative armor, like the Templar Assassin. Morphling, I think wants a more consistent support to get you through your weakest point, which is that early to mid game. And I'm not sure I believe CK is that hero, but I'll see how it plays out. The lion pick for now. I mean, Shadow Shaman was taken out. So lion's kind of the follow-up. You have the follow-up. You have the blink hex. Very good for the morphling. Very good for the morphling. Not bad versus the chaos knight. Not bad versus the chaos knight. In case this does end up being a core chaos knight, having AOE stun on the earth spike is very useful. And then disruptor, another support, very strong versus the morphling. The static form. Really good. Wondering if we're going to see kinetic fence, which I think people have liked a little bit, but I think as part of killing morphling, you really got to trap in the static storm, and I think probably just the first facet. I forget what it's called. Thunderstorm, something like that. Is probably the safest. I'm kind of interested in transference. Say like Chaos Knight jumps your carry, and you just like knock all the illusions away to buy like an extra second. Could be kind of interesting.
I wonder if it's any good. Like, I haven't seen that facet at all yet, so I wasn't really sure if it was going to be pickable at any point. But yeah, I mean, being able to activate the innate is definitely interesting. And it does deal a little bit of damage. It's just one of those things where it's like, is it actually good? I mean,
it's looking like you might run a Darkseer's lane. It actually could be good. You know, they try to commit on you and you push him back. Waste about a second of surge time. Closing that distance again. It probably will just be something boring, like kinetic fence or thunderstorm. But I'd like to dream for a moment. That it's a thing. We are going to see the Oracle come up here for AllStars. It's pretty good versus the Disruptor's Q can just be removed. So a lot less damage in the lane stage. There's a lot of magic damage from line and disrupt line. And disruptor, which just gets completely saved from diabolic edict, and then Omni Knight you can no longer. No way, you can dispel repel, right? We're back to that. They keep changing this ability around. I think you can dispel it.
It's not. It's only dispelled by like Shadow Demon's ult, I think. I don't know if Oracle's does, because Nullifier does not remove it.
You can remove Guardian Angel though, right?
Yes, Nullifier removes Guardian Angel, but not Repel. But Shadow Demon's Disruption removes both. I don't know about Oracle. It's super weird, right? Because technically, if you nullify it or dispel it, but it doesn't remove the repel, it at least removes the buff it provides from the HP and the strength, or the regen and the strength. So it's like that part gets dispelled, but like the debuff immunity does not. So we'll see how the Oracle, is it False Promise? Dude, this hero's abilities make no sense. They're just so undescriptive. Fortune's End, dude. Fortune's End is the one that will dispel. We'll see if it actually removes the Omni Knight's repel. My guess is that it doesn't.
We got an anti-mage though. That's kind of cool. Pretty good versus Morphling if you can burn the mana. Otherwise, Morphling does have the DPS and anti-mage, so it really comes down to the support and cast. But you also have heroes like the Oracle that you want to just jump and kill off, which anti-mage will be really good at.
So I know I have, Lyrical, shout out to Big L. He's a huge Darkseer spammer, and he claims that Darkseer is actually a hard counter to the Anti-Mage. He is a big believer in the Darkseer counter to the Anti-Mage. I'm not 100% sure about it. I think a lot of times it can depend on the lane, but if this Anti-Mage gets any space this game, I don't see how AllStars can win. Because you now have two extremely evasive heroes between the Anti-Mage and the Queen of Pain, and you're only going to have the option of locking down one of them based on this last pick. And I don't know what you pick into the Queen of Pain here.
I'm trying to see what mid-hero is available that provides lockdown. I think that's what you need.
Kunkka would have been good, but it is banned. Oh boy, that's gonna be so difficult, actually. Go the Lina. Okay.
You got LSA. That's AoE stun's nice to have. Not the easiest to land on an anti-mage though. Nor Queen of Pain, though I think it's doable, especially if you surprise them.
Oh, dude. Look at the disruptor. Look at it. He's holding transference. He might do it. We'll see. I would like to see it. I think if you're against Darkseer Chaos Knight, right? It's one of those things where you're like, it might not be bad. I mean, you can just cast it on your anti-mage to give him the space to blink away.
Or get this. Omni Knight, running to get a kill, hitting someone, transference the Omni Knight, knock the enemies away from him.
I see. Okay, you're onto something. I thought you were gonna say like he goes in front of them and then you pop transference and knock them back.
Oh yeah. That's a better way. That's a better way. Nice.
Great. I'm glad we're on the same page. The problem with this electromagnetic repulsion, if he does go transference, it's a 26-second cooldown until you're level 6. That is a little rough. I mean, you get it like once every wave, but like the cooldowns on Chaos Knight aren't that low, or aren't that long. So you could definitely like make a play and then 10, 15 seconds later, make another one when the transference isn't up. So we'll see what they do. I like the Anti-Mage overall. It's going to be really hard to connect the Chaos Bolt onto the Anti-Mage ever this game, right? You can just quickly and very easily Magic Shell it. But we'll see what AllStars can do. I think Team DK's draft is really solid. I honestly think it answers almost every hero on the side of AllStars.
Yeah, I like it quite a lot. But I do think it depends how the lanes go. I think a Morphling I think its biggest threat is the having a better start and then running at the Morphling before he's ready. Morphling has the stronger start, and you're copying the Omni Knight. Suddenly you're really strong. The anti-mage if you want extra mobility in the fight. AllStars. Team DK has the lockdown in the support. But the cores don't. So if Morphling deletes line to start the fight because he's having a strong start, and you have repel on you, and it's just disruptor trying to glimpse him into the static storm. Morphling's got free reign. Got free reign. Really going to come down to how these lanes go, and I don't know. Darkseer's a strong offlaner still. CK's a weird pairing. We don't see it that often. That should be good. Maybe that can help you make space. Mid should be a skill matchup between Lina and Quap. Might depend on the supports. Tilt that. You got the Oracle to help you know where the power runes are going to be. That might be the edge you need. It could just come down to who keeps getting the bottle refill. Get a lucky amplified damage, something like that.
The 6-minute rune actually could be a pretty big deal because Quap and Lina can both make pretty good use of the first power rune, and the Oracle knowing where it's going to be is a big deal. So if you're Team DK, you're like, we're just going to go whichever side Lina goes to because we know that they know where the rune is. So we might see a big fight over that first 6-minute rune. And I am curious because I feel like AllStars should have the advantage in that type of scenario. Like you can bring Disruptor and Lion, but you bring like Darkseer, Chaos Knight, and Alina, I feel like I'm much more afraid of those three.
Chaos Knight actually went for irrationality.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't entirely sure how I feel about it.
Very often.
Right? A lot of people go the other one, Cloven Chaos, for the second Chaos Bolt being thrown around. But, I mean, Irrationality does have some potential RNG, right? Break, Disarm, or Silence.
What? I mean, you were never gonna hit an anti-mage with Chaos Bolt, right?
Yeah.
So irrationality, surprise, silence. Maybe.
Is that actually good? Maybe, I don't know.
When it gets the first blood, so good. Reality Rift lasts for
the duration is not bad.
6
seconds. So it'll last for 3 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, either the effect is kind of good, right? Either you break him so he can't mana burn you in the trade. You disarm him so he can't hit you. Or you silence him so he can't get away. If he's not trying to get away, then he's still going to burn all your mana. And then you got an issue there. Who ended up being the 5? Disruptor?
Yeah. I mean, you want the Disruptor into the Darkseer Chaos Knight lane, I think. And he did go the...
Transference him!
I don't think they're going to transference.
He ran ahead. I thought he was going to transference him back.
All right, that guy was definitely not paying attention to his hero at the moment. He was just running to try and get across the map, but smoke from Team DK gets your first blood for the Queen of Pain. That's pretty rough. Also, I'd like to point out that transference actually costs money.
Wanna play with fire?
Or money. It costs mana. It's 50 mana to activate electromagnetic repulsion. I assumed this was free.
No, it's 50 mana.
Why does this have the mana cost?
It's a spell, duh.
Wait, is it only a 4-second cooldown when you cast it on allies? Is that just not part of the ability tooltip anywhere?
No, it definitely is supposed to be. It's supposed to be higher than that. I think the 4 seconds is if it activates passively, like the base innate ability. If you use it manually, it has a 26-second cooldown at level 1, and then down to an 8-second cooldown at max level.
Dude, I think that's opposite. I think when you cast it, it's 4 seconds. I think by default, when it activates passively, it's 26 seconds.
No.
I can read.
It says if activated this way, the ability goes on. I've been working on this. My biggest weakness as a Dota player.
You're gonna tell me this tooltip is correct? I don't believe
it's brand new. There's wrong already.
You
can't have added it incorrectly.
I don't think you realize this tooltip's definitely wrong.
There's no way.
All right. Good stuff.
Some creep dragon going on. Bottom mid lane. Queen of Pain. Got that first blood. So already bottled, but still taking a harass from Helena.
Those 2 tower shots are pretty rough, actually. Doesn't actually connect on that Dragon Slave. Queen of Pain might go for the kill here if she gets level 3.
Where every little deny, the 3 denies Lena had. Might saved her life right there.
Yeah, they actually did. 100%. Bottom lane, Anti-Mage gets a kill but dies in the process, and the
transference.
There it is. We're just the only thing that you need to do this game is just yell transference the whole game.
You'll cover the rest. All right.
I'll do that. I got everything.
The ability is actually called electromagnetic. The facet's transference.
Yeah, that's much easier.
I don't know which one I should be yelling.
Definitely electromagnetic repulsion.
All right.
It's not difficult to say by any means.
It did actually save his life. And we missed the start of it. But I got a good reality rift that applied a rationality and helped them get that anti-mage. Even though it ends up being a trade, killing the anti-mage is super good.
Yeah. I am a little bit curious to see what the Anti-Mage is going to do for this lane in terms of itemization. A lot of times you just go straight into regen, like going for an early cornucopia or buying even like a ring of health just to have that early, and then you can turn it into like a basher or you used to be able to turn it into a basher. You can't anymore.
Dude. Disruptor play. He didn't do it this time. I mean, you wouldn't do it for science. Walk into the Lotus at the last second. Electromagnetic repulsion them out.
Huge.
Lotus secured. Maybe we'll see it for the wisdom. Shrine.
Yeah. That's a big win for in terms of like mana cost. 50 mana, you get it all back plus the heal.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. My eyes are on Disruptor. I can't wait to see transference uses.
Queen Queen of Pain is getting absolutely rocked in this mid lane despite having first blood. One of the benefits of picking the Lina in the matchup.
Yeah, I am a little surprised. Lina has an easier. Ooh, that's a. Well, at least he's got blink.
That's
at least
a
he's
really
got
big
blink.
courier.
Yeah. Lina has longer range, so it should be a bit easier for her to apply harass. But I think it should be that one-sided, especially with the first blood. Disruptor's got to get in there. He's got to transfer them back into the tower.
Transference!
Sorry. Electromagnetic repulsion.
Okay, yeah, you're on it. You're right.
Glimpse? This will be a decent chunk of damage. Actually, not that much.
Anti-Mage did salve. I mean, you are going to be in a okay, that silence actually doing work. Vacuums them back. LGM in trouble. Nice CPN here from the Lion. They do get their first kill. Looking for another. He does have 6 stick charges.
Oracle's here to delete him.
Oracle from the trees. You're right. Gets him with the purifying flames.
No one expects the roaming oracle. Dynamo. Space here. To catch up. Morphling will. Historically, I would say would farm faster. But now that Omni Knight has Hammer of Purity for free, it's not that much faster.
Well, they actually do manage to get a kill right there. They do return onto the Disruptor, but your Chaos Knight very much out of mana now. As basically tri-lanes here in the bottom, as both of the supports are sticking around. Now they did actually like get a sentry out that could deward this bottom ward, but they just haven't found the location of it yet.
I wish you could tell what quality of life. Here's a quality of life change that needs to be added. I shouldn't have to ping Oracle's ability to share the. It should just share when you hover over. Prognosticate. It should just tell you.
Yeah, Rune is definitely spawning top based on where the Lina is going.
The ultimate bait.
It's a haste. So she will have that available. Gonna make it a little bit difficult to get the kill, but Sonic Wave with a glimpse, never mind.
He didn't even need to use electromagnetic repulsion for that one.
You are indeed right. Okay, my follow-up question, why were CK and Oracle bottom?
I don't know about that. They are going for. I don't think electromagnetic repulsion gonna save him here.
Is it actually?
Is it ganking Oracle? No, 3 kills now.
This guy's huge.
Ooh, smoke up straight back. Revenge kill coming in. Revenge kill. Yeah, I don't know why they were bottom. They started on the bottom. Maybe they just didn't make it top in time.
Top lane, they're gonna force out multiple TPs. Oracle out of mana now thanks to the drain from the Lion, but here comes the Chaos Knight. Doesn't get lucky there on the irrationality and instead just dies. He was hoping for a silence, gets hexed instead. And now that bonus damage, it's stacked up 20% here.
Disarmed
at the moment.
Good use.
But do you get out of this is the question.
No more man on this Morphling.
Ooh, he's gonna need some help here. Oracle loses his courier. There's fighting all over the map.
I'm a little surprised he didn't die for that. He didn't have his spells available, so it would have been kind of close. Plays it safe for the courier. Darkseer ends up dying bottom. The anti-mage starting to have that strong start we talked about. Although he didn't die, definitely facing the pressure here. And there's already over 1,000 gold difference for the anti-mage to the Morphling. And I gotta say, I think it's thanks to electromagnetic repulsion.
Okay, why is Lina top?
Maybe to bait.
I think she thought maybe the enemy team might go for it. She
it's like the next level.
But she's actually just gonna die. That's a big Sonic Wave. They do manage to get another kill for the Queen of Pain. And topside, Oracle solo killed off by the Omni. Bottom lane, reflected stun out from the anti-mage. He's gonna keep himself nice and healthy here. He did go Vanguard first. I love this. Yeah.
Yeah, he went Vanguard, but he's also got an Echo Saber queued up.
Yeah, this is... I've seen this build actually quite a bit. They just don't even bother going for Battle Fury. You just go like Echo Saber, Diffusal, and like Manta, and you just run at the heroes instead.
I'm up for it. We were talking about the pressure. Morphling was gonna face. I kind of feel like with the start he had, he could have just done the Battle Fury build, and he would have been fine. But I am down for this to see how it ends up panning out.
He doesn't have to commit to the Echo yet, right? Like he could still just buy out a cornucopia.
That's true.
But yeah, the Vanguard is not that uncommon, especially against the Darkseer lanes. Just like I said earlier, because you do want to get a Ring of Health, a lot of the times it's a very cheap and an effective regen item. And then your Vanguard gives you a little bit of effective HP against heroes like the Chaos Knight and the Darkseer as well. So I'm not shocked that he goes for this way.
Bottom tower secured from AllStars, but Anti-Mage is about to grab the tower to balance things out. The mid lane, Lina outplayed the lane, but two deaths in a row. Yeah, got Queen of Pain back into this. And the Dagon,
especially
600 gold away now. 600 gold away now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially since she had First Blood, so she had the extra gold to play with. Glimpse in the mid lane, Disruptor, set up a kill here onto the Oracle. Lina barely dodging out death there as they were smoked up behind the tower trying to find her, but smoke gets popped on the other side of the tree line, so she just barely sees them. Oh, that was a really strong illusion there. Trying to tank the tower here for a little bit on the Queen of Pain. Try and secure the kill here onto this tier 1 tower with the catapult. The illusion rune's actually going to give them enough time, and they just... Okay.
We hate dark tier players.
I was shocked. I didn't realize Lion was level 6, and I was like, all right, he's just gonna get Sonic Waved, but then the Sonic Wave doesn't even connect.
Queen of Pain thought the same.
She was like, oh, my Lion's level 6 apparently. 2 Finger of Death stacks online now since he has Fist of Death, gets the follow-up onto the Chaos Knight. That's huge.
Oh, maybe this is why Anti-Mage skips the Battle Fury. Like, the Lion. Fist of Death. He's got the cleave already. Don't need another source of cleave.
You're right.
He's committed too. I guess he got the broadsword. I guess he's still not fully committed. But it hasn't changed it. So it seems like he is going to go for the Echo and just join these fights early.
Oh, Chaos Knight finds a ward, but also finds NMT in the process. And he's going to get a little bit of health here.
Magnetic Repulsion!
Doesn't save. Oh my god. All right, Dagon deletes the Chaos Knight. They do get the D-ward in the process. 999 forced to save himself with the ult. And, well, gonna do his best. I think he's out. Yeah, plenty of healing in there from the Oracle. He'll be just fine.
I feel like false promise indicator's been broken. Sometimes it shows death.
Sometimes it shows death. Once ever. It's never worked. In the history of Dota, it's never worked.
It's worked in the past.
No, I think that is a false promise. I think they said it worked and it never did. And it's even been in patch notes like, oh, we fixed it.
That's the false part.
That's the false part.
I see.
Yeah, it is indeed a false promise. It's never worked. Maybe when the hero first came out. And then it just got lost in the spaghetti sauce.
What's the play? What's the timing? Omni Knight.
Chip Vest and Blade Mail on Omni. That's huge.
Don't hit this hero.
He's gonna go a second Blade Mail as well.
Yeah, really put the fear in them.
Yeah, what do they do when you have that much blade mail and chipped vests? Like so many spikes coming out of the Omni Knight.
What item would be broken the most? If you weren't
stack it.
Yeah, and like they had separate cooldowns.
Blade mail would easily, I think, be the top. in terms of how efficient it is for money. You can imagine activating like 6 of them at once. Anyone attacks you, they're taking like what 500% damage and just dies.
Okay, but then we bring back the blade mail, and they also have 5 blades.
The server crashes. That'd be hype.
I don't think you can get the Zombie Knight.
He's just gonna. I mean, he has repel. Does he care? All right, I think you have a situation on our hands here. Chaos Knight in some trouble. Oracle does TP out, but yeah, TP gonna get canceled there from the Mana Void.
They get both Wisdom Shrines because they left their strongest hero, Disruptor, yet Electromagnetic, guaranteed Wisdom Shrines. So absolutely no hope of stealing away from him.
Definitely wasn't the kinetic fence that blocks people from getting in.
Absolutely Morphling can waveform in to his death.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah. Right. Things looking pretty good for Team DK. The question mark to me is... Okay, never mind. Anti-Mage decided he is just going to go regular Battle Fury. Because that was going to be my... Yeah, especially with the start they had. Like, I think if you're on the back foot or it's like an even game, you maybe go for this fast. But when you're already winning early, I think with this Battle Fury, you'll still hit a much faster time than Morphling, who's been struggling this whole game. And it's safer. And now that he's back to this, I'm feeling really good for Team DK. Otherwise, it was like, does he drop off at some point and Morphling outfarms him? That will not happen. That will not happen anymore, or shouldn't. I will say.
15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's got Vanguard Battle Fury
and the power treads.
I mean, it'll be delivered at 16, but like, yeah, treads, Vanguard Battle Fury, like 16-minute delivery time. Like that is crazy good for an anti-mage. And he is easily the strongest hero as this game goes on with the game. Now, that's the blink reveal mid. Chaos Knight used to have some health here. They're going to go for a break. Now, they do have the Omni to save him. No Sonic Wave. I was like, where is it? 6 seconds on cooldown. All right.
Don't worry, Lion's here.
Lion's here.
Looking for the finger.
He's got a blink, too. Oh, boy. That's spooky.
Dude, if you could stack blinks. Think how much you could travel around the map.
0 stats, but boy, can I move. That's a rough find on Lina. She just barely pokes her head here. Omni Knight gonna look for it. Blinks aggressively. Gets the blocks.
God.
Delete the blade mail. Reflecting a Laguna and a Dagon. All right, come on.
Her health bar.
Now imagine if you had 5 more blade mails. How sick that would have been.
So true, dude. So true.
It's so good.
But could you activate all of them that quickly, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You just bind them. You just slam your keyboard, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you just bind them all to like 5 keys next to each other and just slam the hand down. Boom! Instant activation.
Teammates running into other. Rake instead of silence.
They get the roots. He's still gonna get out. Lion comes in, gets the save. I mean, you do have Morphling morphed into the Anti-Mage, which is great, but they're gonna find a Chaos Knight, hit him with the Finger Death. Do it. Oh no, he's gonna get the Finger Death. It's onto the Oracle. Silence catches the Morphling. 2 dead. Maybe 3, as there goes the Chaos Knight, and they are looking for a 4th. No Surge, the Blink, the fist from this Lion is too spooky. Laguna comes in, does get the kill, but now the Lina body blocked up here. It's going to be a full team light for Team DK.
A little unlucky there. That's the chaos of Chaos. If they get a silence on the reality rift, I think you kill Anti-Mage there. Get out. Instead, you get a break. He manages to blink away after dropping kind of low, and the rest of the team comes in, takes a dominating fight after that. That's the RNG of the game.
Yeah. You can't take the chaos out of the Chaos Knight, ever.
No. And he should have it.
They tried for a while.
He should have it.
Yeah. They tried removing some of the RNG from that guy, and you know what? Ice Frog came back to the game and was like, where's the fun in that?
Okay, last one was a break. This one was a break. This one was a disarm. Next one, silence guaranteed.
And He did get the silence onto the Lion, but then, you know, Omni Knight was there to say no.
Lion's at 4 finger stacks.
Lion's at 4 finger stacks
that last fight.
Yeah, he got 2 more in that fight.
It's getting scary.
He almost got a 3rd. He was he was like barely out of range from hitting the melee onto the Lion, or onto the Morphling when he was stuck inside the Static Storm. He almost got a 3rd stack in one fight.
I forgot to be looking for electromagnetic repulsion in that fight.
I don't think we're seeing it, if I'm honest.
I'll have you know. At this point of the game, it does. It's like 100 damage. That's not bad.
Neat.
That's not bad.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
For free? For free?
It's 50 mana.
But he didn't have that before.
Okay, I guess. Can you use it on creeps? Because if you can use it on creeps, I might give it to you.
I think you can't you? I've never tried.
It just says allies. It doesn't specify.
Alright. Powering looks to be spawning bottoms since Oracle's here.
Here comes the Chaos Snipe. He finds the Lion. He gets a disarm, though, which means he gets hexed. He gets stunned. Finger of Death comes out. Anti-Mage gonna try and clean this one up. Mana Void is there, but on the other side of the fight, well, Lina gets Sonic Wave down. 3 heroes collide with that. Now, there is a really nice wall here from the Darkseer. That will burn all of the Anti-Mage's mana, but feeling, actually, he dies to the illusions. Darkseer, he's gonna try his best, gets blitzed all the way back in. The cage off the mark, but the numbers are there. Another big one team fight here for Team DK, a 4-for-1.
Get the Lion.
I don't see this ever getting easier.
Yeah. An anti-mage is almost done with the Manta. The one way he's almost died is you got the lucky silence on reality into a stun. You had the damage at that point. Now you'll be able to just remove out. You can even dodge things like LSA. Your reflection is on cooldown. You can even Chaos Bolt. The Chaos Bolt. Anti-Mage should be pretty free for the rest of the game with his Manta being done like another 20 seconds. This next creep wave should be it.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's getting scary. 8,000 gold lead doesn't really reflect how I would say dire of a situation this is, because the supports also on the side of Team DK are very strong. They scale incredibly well, especially with the start Lions already had. And then you have this Disruptor, which, well, fantastic pick into Darkseer, and we've already seen the Static Storm pretty much secure kill after kill.
Yeah, he's going for an Aghanim too, which is pretty much. I mean, it's always tough. It's always tough to pick like game, but I mean, it's one of the best Aghanims in the entire game. The fact that you get silence in the entire area is so strong.
Yeah, it is only balanced by the fact that Disruptor has no farm speed.
Which is why.
Transference.
I see.
Extra 100
Well, it's 10% of his current health,
which I'm just estimating.
So when you stack blood grenades,
a little bit more farming speed
to get to the Ags.
It now does 120 damage. It's pretty big.
CK about to die.
Oh, he also has the ring. If he pops the ring beforehand.
Dude, you're so right.
Pops the ring, then pops the transference. It's kind of big.
And then when you build the Ag, you don't even go Staff of Wizardry. You're just like, Ogre X.
Ogre Axe, yeah.
Looking for the Lina top.
He's got his eyes on the prize. He really wants that Lina. I don't know if he should go. Oh, yeah, he's going to go for it.
I mean, you don't care. Like, who's going to punish you?
Nobody. He just took 0 damage from that. What? Big Sonic Wave comes through, connects onto 2. Morphling in some trouble. Deleted by an Omni Knight. Mana Void. Definitely going to be enough damage there to take down the Lina. 3 fall. What do you do when an anti-mage just follows you across the map? There's just no answer for this big back wall here from the Darkseer, but It's now a 5v1. He's out of mana. He gets right back into the cage, and that will be a full team wipe. This time, Lion does not die to the illusions.
I can't believe he had the discipline to not finger. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I am shocked.
He could have easily, but he's like, oh, we don't need it. He's like, oh, we don't need it for these kills. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk, dude. How can a Lion player have that kind of restraint?
Couldn't be me. The only reason I play Lion is to use Finger of Death, I'll be honest. I literally don't enjoy the hero otherwise.
Exact.
Yeah, all right, let's just take a look.
He could have fingered here. He could have fingered here. He could have fingered that Oracle. He wants to get over there. Good glimpse of the Darkseer. Good glimpse of the Darkseer. Darkseers. Maybe you get the good. Maybe you get the good earlier. You had a shot.
You're so 3 dead.
A lot of heroes dead. Yeah. I mean, we do see the wall. The illusions are this. The enemies are so my illusions are super fun. So you do need it to have any chance. The fact that you glimpsed out the Darkseer is huge. Smiles here. They just smiles here.
They're having fun. Smiles all around. Anti-Mage almost has his Aghanim Scepter, which is one of those Ags we don't see that often, but it is super annoying. Reducing Blink cooldown just in general by 1 second, but then also allowing him to, what's the other part of this thing?
Every 5 seconds, your next mana break. 20% of the max. 20% of the max mana prevents people from regenerating mana. It's not one we see a lot. Ever since it got added. So.
Yeah, it's not Blink Fragment. That was the old one. Where you like throw illusions everywhere. Dude. That one was super annoying.
Sad life to be a
easy solo kill there.
Yeah, this one's pretty brutal. To come back to this, you need the biggest vacuum wall of your life, and then you need to LSA on all of them. Morphling needs like 10 more minutes to get Butterfly. And I think
does he not still just die to the Queen of Pain instantly?
Yeah, I think he still don't have the damage with this combo. We need more AoE. We need more AoE. Roaming Oracle.
He knew that Rune was spawning top. He's like, I'm gonna go yoink it real quick. Easy. I'm kind of surprised because like this Lina, I felt like should have done a little bit better in the mid lane, but it really was those 2 deaths slowing you down pretty heavily. But Queen of Pain in the late game, she becomes like borderline unkillable.
Yeah, at least with the lineup. You need the lockdown. You need the